evening and welcome to Yoga Flow. Tonight we're going to do a little combination of some good core work and maybe some balancing in there to go along with it. The thing about building your core strength is not just about getting abs that are defined or that, you know, you can flex and look good. I mean, obviously we all want that. But the biggest and most important part of building core strength is to support the body, right? To support the spine. Um, Everything in the spine relies on this core part of our bodies to remain stable and strong. And the more that we engage our core, the more that we strengthen our core, the more that our spine has the stability it needs, and it can improve our posture and reduce pain, reduce a lot of problems in the back. So it is a very important part. And it doesn't mean you have to do thousands of sit-ups in a row to get a strong core. There's a lot of different ways to do it. One of them is through yoga and also working the lower back and the obliques on the sides instead of just focusing on the abs, because that's just one part of it. So we're going to do some core strengtheners for that, and then some balance moves that can incorporate some core movement into it as well. So I am going to be using my strap tonight if you want to grab one. And we're going to start out in simple cross-legged pose. Let's take a couple minutes here just to quiet the mind, calm the body down. Start to listen and get in tune with your breathing. You start to take some nice deep breaths, feeling those sitting bones grounded into the floor, feeling that spine aligned and tall, shoulders relaxed. Just take another moment and purposely let go of the day and of what you have to do tonight. And just take this time to tune all of that out and be present for yourself. Just take a nice deep breath in, bring those arms overhead, reaching through the fingers. And then exhale, release. Once more, inhale, arms up. And exhale, release. Let's go ahead and get a nice stretch for the neck. So we're going to sit on that left hand, take the right hand to the left side of the face, and just gently press the head towards that right shoulder. Don't have to apply a lot of pressure here. Very gentle. Nice deep breaths. And then back to center. Let's switch sides. So right hand under the leg, left hand to the right side of the face. Gently press that head towards the left shoulder. And back to center. Let's go ahead and just roll those shoulders back a few times We are going to be doing some downward dog tonight, so it's good to always have those shoulders warmed up. And then let's switch and roll the shoulders forward. One more time. And let's come on to the hands and knees. We're going to start with just a nice cat-cow stretch, really warming up that spine and lower back. So we're just going to take a nice deep breath in, let the belly drop towards the floor, lift the head. And exhale, arch the back, tuck the chin in. And release. Inhale, dip the belly, lift the head. And exhale, arch the back, tuck the chin in. And release. Let's go ahead and extend that left arm out, right leg behind, and just try to imagine a line connecting those left fingers with the right toes. And we're going to take a few nice deep breaths here. And then we're going to inhale, bring that left elbow towards the right knee. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. 2 more times. Inhale in. Exhale out. Once more. And relax. And go ahead and just sit back on the heels for a minute. This helps to just kind of recenter yourself to prepare for the next side. And this is one of those examples of using a balancing move and incorporating some core into it as well. So let's go ahead and move back onto our hands and knees. Extend that right arm out, left leg behind. Take a couple of breaths here, get your balance. Feel nice and strong. And inhale, right elbow to the left knee. And exhale. And exhale. And one more time. And release. Go ahead and sit back on those heels again. You'll notice that too, just adding in that little bit of additional movement with our pose also increases the heart rate. So it's kind of a good little way to warm up the entire body and get some cardiovascular in there, right? And who doesn't want that? So we're going to come back to our hands and knees, and we're going to slowly push up into our downward dog. And just start by taking some deep breaths here. This is a good time to pay attention to any parts of your body that are feeling sore or tight. You might be feeling it in your shoulders, down your legs, even in the arms. Just keep pressing back from those hands down through the heels. A couple more deep breaths here. And come down to the knees. Sit back on the heels. Take a couple breaths. We're going to do downward dog again, but we're going to start to incorporate the same movement that we just did while we were on our knees. And you'll notice that the intensity is just a little bit more. So anytime you need to take a breather or rest, just chill out, come back to this pose, and then move back in when you're ready. So let's move back up into our downward dog. And we're just going to lift that left leg up And then bring that left knee across the body towards that right arm, up. So it's going to be an inhale, moving it in, exhale out, inhale in, exhale out, inhale in, exhale out. One more time. And then slowly release that leg, come back down, come back to the heels. And we're going to do that on the other side. And you might not be feeling it as much in your core as you would like to. So try to keep that core tight and engaged. And remember, that doesn't mean sucking in your stomach like you're trying to look skinny. It's about engaging it so that if someone came up and sucker punched you in the belly, you could take it. Okay, that's the kind of core strength, that's the kind of engagement we need. So let's move back into our downward dog. And this time, let's take that right leg up and then bend that knee in and out. So it's an inhale in, exhale out. Let's do 2 more on this side. And bring that foot back down. And slowly come back down onto the heels. Take a few nice deep breaths here. If you feel a little bit winded or short of breath, that's awesome. That engages so many different muscle groups in the body and the cardiovascular system. So we're going to take a couple seconds here, let the body cool down from that before we introduce another warming move. And we're going to come and lay down on our bellies. And last time we worked on side plank, just a little bit introduction to it. Tonight we're going to work on regular plank. This is one of those moves that everybody loves to hate, myself included. Some days I like it, some days I wish it would go away. But it's excellent for building the core strength in the lower back and the belly. So when you're starting out with plank, at first it's going to seem incredibly intense, right? You're probably going to feel shaky, wobbly, everything's going to hurt. Be prepared for that, and then be prepared to work through that. And if you need to at any point, you can always come down to the knees. So to get started, we just keep the elbows bent just about at chest level with the shoulders over the elbows. We're going to lift up onto our legs. So this is your safety net position. So anytime you need to take a break from plank, you come into this, okay? And we're just going to extend that left leg out, right leg out, and then lower down. So you want to have your body as straight as possible here. When you get fatigued, it's easy to try to stick the butt up or let it sink down towards the ground, but we don't want to do that. We want to keep it in this nice flat position. And let's stay here for one more deep breath and then lower down. We're going to do this for a few minutes, but we're just going to do it in small intervals so that your body gets used to the movement before you try to hold it for long periods of time. Because that can overstress the lower back, and we don't want to do that. That's not going to help us with anything. Take another deep breath down, back up to the knees, and then step the feet back, lower into your plank, and just take some deep breaths here. And slowly lower down. And you may or may not notice, but that time we held it for at least 2 or 3 more deep breaths longer. So we're going to cycle through this 3 more times. Each time, just extending it a little bit at a time, not too much. And again, take your rest position whenever you need to. Okay, let's come back up, knees, and extend the feet out and lower down. And lower all the way down. Good job. Eventually, we'll get to the point in our practice where we're holding the plank for at least a minute to 2 minutes, which seems crazy, but it is possible. It's just training. So all of these things that we're doing tonight in our practice are building blocks for what we're going to be able to do later. So let's come back to those knees. And then extend the legs, come into your plank. And slowly come down. Nice. And we're going to stop there for tonight just because we don't want to wear out the arms or the lower back before we get the rest of our practice in. Okay, take those even just once a day and try to do it, hold it, you can either count by your breaths or by seconds and just do it in small intervals like that until your body gets used to the movement. Once your body gets more used to what you're doing, it's going to be stronger and allow you to stay in that longer. Okay, we're going to come over onto our butts and we're going to move through boat pose and the variations of boat pose. So you're going to want to have your strap handy to begin with. We're just going to bend the knees, hold on to the back of those thighs, lift the feet up, and just gaze softly towards the feet. You don't want to keep your shoulders up here. You want to try to keep them down and try to keep that back and a nice diagonal line, just balancing on the butt. Let's take a couple more nice deep breaths here. It's fine if your legs start wobbling. And then let's go ahead and lower down. Take a couple of deep breaths. We're going to move into the next phase where we use the strap. So go ahead, take that strap around both feet. And then we're going to lift the feet and just hold onto the straps. This helps you engage just the core more than trying to use your arms to stabilize. So make all of the work come from the belly while strengthening that lower back. From here, we're just going to straighten the legs. This is again where you might begin doing some of these moves. That's fine. It's okay to be wobbly. This is a new move for the body, okay? Just focus on those nice deep breaths, keeping that core engaged. And then slowly come back down. Go ahead and set that strap to the side. And we're going to go through one more variation of boat pose, which is the sort of like the grand finale of boat pose, right? So everything has been kind of a stepping stone up to that. Now to get into this, again, we do the same thing. Hold on to the legs, lift the feet, and start by just straightening the legs first, because that changes the pivot in the body and the balance point. So once you have your legs where they're stable, let go, extend those arms out, palms up. And then slowly come back down. Nice. Boat pose is another one that you can practice just in small little intervals here and there. And it really will make a difference in your overall core strength. Right, so let's come up onto our feet and move into a forward bend, just letting the top of the body feel light, just letting it relax. Kind of make your legs do the work here. And then very slowly roll yourself up and come into your mountain pose. Feet about shoulder width apart and grounded, shoulders back. Couple nice deep breaths here. Let's go ahead and bring those arms overhead. Take that left wrist in your right hand and just stretch to the right. Back to center and release. And bring the arms back up. Right wrist in that left hand. Stretch to the left. And back to center and release. We're going to move into chair pose, which we've done before, and we're just going to add in a little twist, which really engages not just the abs, but the obliques here that run along the sides. So to start out with this, we're just going to bend the knees, okay? And then you're going to pretend like you're sitting in a chair. So pretend like someone's coming right up behind you and sliding a chair right underneath your butt. Okay, so you have your knees bent, your butt down, and the hands up at the chest. So you want to try to keep the shoulders and back up as much as you can while sinking into those knees. And just take a couple more nice deep breaths here. Come back up. And when you're starting out with these, take some breaks. Don't just power through it, because that's how injuries happen. So we're going to go into that again, and this time we're going to bring the arms all the way up, and that you'll feel a little bit deeper work into your obliques. So let's go ahead, settle down with the knees bent, butt back, and bring the arms up. Nice deep breaths here. Come back up. Release those arms. And we're going to do the same thing, but we're just going to rotate to each side. And that'll just engage each side a little bit more, isolating the muscles. So let's go ahead, come back down into our chair, bring the hands to the heart, and just twist towards the left. Back to center, come up, relax, take a few nice deep breaths here. And then we'll rock into the other side. So drop the knees and the butt, bring the hands to the heart, and turn towards the right. Back to center, come on up, good. Those you'll definitely feel in the quads, the hammies, and the glutes, and that's good. And all of the while those are engaged, your abs are working and your lower back is working. So let's go ahead, step those feet out a little wider. And we're gonna do a couple more standing twists to really open up. And now we're gonna move into more of the stretching of what we just did. So go ahead and bring both hands down. Go ahead and keep that right hand on the floor and bring that left arm up. And then bring that left arm down. Extend the right arm up. And bring that arm down. Slowly roll yourself up. And let's turn the left, plant the left heel, turning the toes out, right toes to the side. And let's just go ahead and walk ourselves down over that right leg. Nice deep stretch here for the leg, the belly, the butt. And slowly come back up. Plant that right heel, toes out, left toes to the side, and just walk down over that left leg. Slowly walk yourself up. Let's walk the feet back together. Let's go ahead and bring those arms overhead. Come in to a forward bend. Let's plant the hands, walk those feet back into downward dog. And just take some deep breaths here. If you want, you can pedal the feet a little bit to get a really good stretch for the back of the legs and the calves. And come back into your downward dog. A couple more deep breaths here. And then slowly come down to the knees. Sit back, come into a simple cross-legged pose. And let's take a minute and get a good stretch for that lower back. So we're just going to walk the hands out in front, keeping the butt on the floor. And then walk the hands over to that left side. And back to center. And over to that right side. Back to center. And just walk your hands back up. Let's go ahead and take the hands behind the back, interlocking the fingers. Roll the shoulders back and just lift the hands away from the back. release. Let's go ahead and bring that left arm up, left hand to the back, right hand to that left elbow. Nice deep breaths here. And slowly release. And bring that right arm up, right hand to the back, left hand to the right elbow. And slowly release. And let's just take the deep breath in, arms up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, release. And let's go ahead and come down onto our back. Let's take a moment here just to let the body settle in a little bit. If you feel that your heart rate is still up there or your muscles are firing, just take a couple moments here, relax everything, let everything quiet back down. Let that lower back sink into the floor, let the shoulders relax. Let's go ahead, lift the feet, bend the knees, and squeeze them gently into the chest. Release the legs, extend that left leg, squeeze that right knee in. Slowly release that right leg and bring that left knee in, gently squeezing it to the chest. And release. Let's go ahead and bend both the knees. We're going to hold on to the ankles, the feet, or the toes. Just lift the feet, bringing the knees in towards you, and just gently rock from side to side. And very slowly, bring the feet back down. Just let them rest on the ground. We're going to cross that right leg over the left leg. And all I want you to do here is just gently press into that right thigh, getting a really good stretch for the obliques here that we worked tonight. And slowly Slowly release and cross that left leg over the right. Press gently into that left thigh. Nice deep breath. And release. Let's bring both feet to the floor. Walk those feet together and just let the knees drop open. Let the hands rest on the belly. And just feel the warmth and the energy that you've created. And then allow the body, little by little, to relax. The shoulders melt into the floor. And let the hands rest on the belly. And just feel the belly expand and press the hands out on each inhale. And then let the belly empty on each exhale. Take a nice deep breath in. And on the exhale, let those arms drop open into the floor. Slowly extend those legs out. And just let the body completely relax here. Try to keep the mind as clear as possible. And just bring the focus to your breath. Take a nice deep breath in. On the exhale, very slowly start to bring the feet to the floor, sliding them in towards your butt. Bend the knees. Give them one more nice squeeze into the chest. And then slowly roll yourself back up. Let's come back into a simple cross-legged pose. Keep those eyes closed, shoulders back. And just tune in to each breath, feeling the ebb and flow, the inhale and the exhale. And take this relaxation that you've created into the rest of your night. Continue to do healthy things for yourself. Get a good night's sleep. Let's go ahead and take those arms overhead. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring the hands together. Slowly down to the heart. Thank you for joining me tonight, and I will see you next time. Namaste.